Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2024, and what's a better way to start the year than to make a review about the Crew Motorfest? I have already made one, but that was just on my first thoughts of the game. So today we are doing a deep dive review and seeing if it is worth buying in 2024. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new, as it does help out the channel. Anyway, let's get straight into the review. So the first feature we will be talking about is the map, because the Crew franchise has always been known to have a unique selling point, being the map of the whole US, well, mainland anyway. It didn't have every single town and city, but it did cover a lot considering it's just a racing game. The Crew Motorfest has decided to take a step back and relocate to Hawaii, more specifically the island of Oahu. Personally, it was great to start off with, but with us being a good 3 to 4 months into the game, I feel like I've seen everything that I need to see. Don't get me wrong, it is nice to be in a different area of the US, and the landscape is also amazing, but driving around just doesn't seem as good as it was in the Crew and the Crew 2. Speaking of the landscape in this game being amazing, so are its graphics. This is the best looking game in the Crew franchise hands down. Everything from the vehicles to the environment and the lighting, it all makes the game feel more realistic. If we compare the graphics from the Crew Motorfest to the Crew 2, Crew Motorfest destroys the Crew 2 completely. If you have a next gen console or a PC, this game will certainly look amazing and deserves to be close to Forza in the graphics rating. Next we have the new performance model for the vehicles, and I must say they are a massive step up from what we had in the Crew 2. Things like traction control, ABS, racing line and many more can be applied and unapplied whenever you want. On top of that, the overall feel of the vehicles has improved drastically. From most vehicles feeling the same and feeling a bit arcadey in the Crew 2, each vehicle feels unique in the Crew Motorfest and feels more like a proper racing game. If you do, however, still want to enjoy the game casually, you can by keeping the settings I mentioned on. Overall, the performance feels much better in the Crew Motorfest and feels like something they spent most of their time on, and I really do enjoy the performance of the vehicles now. Now we have the events. The new format for events allows you to participate in a playlist, and that playlist offers the player to complete an X amount of events. Once those events are completed, they get additional tasks to complete, like photo ops, challenges, activities, etc. Many of the events allow you to use different vehicle types instead of an event being restricted to just one vehicle type like in the Crew 2. This is a good concept, but personally I don't really enjoy this much, as I feel like there wasn't much of a storyline in this game and was more of a go to this point then go to that point type of game. I also think some people may get confused about which vehicles they can and cannot use in events, as they don't really make it all that clear. So yeah, the events are a bit hit and miss. The difficulty on this game has also become a little bit harder as well, which is what we needed because the Crew 2 got way too easy. But my one downside to this is I find the difficulty system very inconsistent, as sometimes it feels way too hard and sometimes it feels like I'm not playing against any AI. Good thing for those who like to play online events as well, because there is now a great way to play in online events. It's called Grand Race and allows you to race with up to 23 other players. And the thing that makes it good is the fact all vehicles are even in performance. We also have another one that is a battle royale if you are into battle royales. But yeah, the Crew Motorfest has 2 brand new online multiplayer events that you can participate in. A couple of things I will quickly talk about as well is the introduction of the rewind feature, which helps to redo your mistakes, and is a great feature that has been added. If you have played any F1 game, it's sort of similar to that, where you just go back a certain amount of seconds, I think it's up to about 20 seconds, and then you can restart from there, which just makes, having a collision with a tree just 10 times easier to recover from. You can also transfer your garage from the Crew 2, but I am mixed on this feature because if I am paying for a new game, I want to use the new vehicles that I haven't used before in any other game. I know some people like that feature, but personally I am mixed on it because there's also only vehicles that you can get in the Crew 2. which means if you want every vehicle, you need to buy 2 games, which just doesn't sit right with me. Let's not forget about the new vehicles as well. The Crew Motorfest does have a lot of vehicles, 600 plus vehicles. Some of them have been transferred over from the Crew 2, but there is also some new vehicles as well, and they've actually done a really good job. They've, added quite a few of hypercars, off-road vehicles, planes, boats. They've really given the player quite a few options to choose from in terms of new vehicles, which is nice because if you didn't know, the Crew is a game about planes, boats and cars as well. So you have all of that mix of vehicles all in one map, which you don't really see anywhere else, and that's why I think the Crew franchise is a very good franchise, because it incorporates loads of different vehicle types and brings them all into one game, which no other game does, so that is a very good selling point. I just wanted to make a quick review about the Crew Motorfest because I do know it is in some January sales, so I just wanted to quickly make a video about that. But if you do want to see any of the details I mentioned more explained in a video, then please let me know down below. But it's time to give the Crew Motorfest my final verdict. In general, I think it is a good game with a wide selection of more than 600 plus vehicles, in a setting that looks absolutely incredible. I feel like it's fun for the first couple of weeks and months, but without any major updates, this game can be repetitive at times, just like any other racing game out there. But it does have the unique ability of having multiple vehicle classes, from hypercars and F1 vehicles to boats and planes. This game has everything, but I do think it needs a big update to keep people around for longer. Anyway, I can't tell you what to do with your money, but even with some flaws in the Crew Motorfest, it is still a good game on its day, and I can spend hours on this game some days. But yeah, hopefully you did enjoy the video. There was some stuff I missed out, but like I said, if you want a separate video for them things, please let me know in the comments, and if you did enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.